Hello everyone, and welcome to Bridge is for Everyone. My name's Jad. This is episode 50 of the Learn to Play series. This episode looks at the lead conventions used when leading as defender against a no-trump contract. Let's start by looking at what we mean by lead conventions. Lead conventions are not primarily about which suit to lead, but are about which card to lead from the chosen suit. Lead conventions are part of the partnership agreement between you and your partner. Different partnerships may have different lead conventions. Just like bidding conventions, your lead conventions must be disclosed to your opponents. In bridge clubs, your system card will cover your entire partnership agreement, including both bidding and lead conventions. The lead conventions I'll teach you here are very widely used. They're based on those permitted by the standard American yellow card system of the ACBL. As you have seen in the previous two episodes, leading will be different when defending against a suit contract or a no-trump contract. This means that your lead conventions will often differ as well. In bridge clubs, system cards will have separate sections for each of these. There's a good reason for this. You know that in any contract, a trick can be won with a high card. Additionally, in no-trump contracts, tricks can be won with long suits, while in suit contracts, tricks can be won with trumps. Let's look at lead conventions for no-trump contracts when there has been no suit bid by partner. The standard opening lead against a no-trump contract is fourth highest of your longest and strongest suit. This means find your longest suit and lead your fourth card from the top of that suit. With two or more equal longest suits, pick the strongest. Here is an example. This is example 1. Your longest suit is hearts, and your fourth card from the top of that suit is the 3. So you should lead the 3 of hearts. Your hope in doing this is twofold. First, it may be possible for you to win a heart trick in the future with the 13th heart, your 10. And second, the more cards you have in the suit, the less likely it is that you are helping declarer to win tricks in that suit. Here's another example. This is example 2. This time, your longest suit is diamonds, and your fourth highest diamond is the 4. You lead the 4 of diamonds. Even though you have some very good cards in diamonds, you are also missing several, so once again, leading the fourth highest is best. To see how useful the fourth highest rule can be, let's look at it from the opposite side. This is example 3. This time, partner has the opening lead. Partner leads the 7 of diamonds, and dummy's hand is placed on the table. For this trick, we are only interested in the suit led, and dummy has a singleton 9 of diamonds. But because of partner's lead, we know everything we need to about the diamond suit. We know that diamonds was partner's longest and strongest suit. So partner was dealt at least 4 diamonds. We also know that partner had 3 diamonds of higher value than the 7. So, working up from the 7, we look for diamonds that could be in partner's hand. Several of these diamonds are visible in dummy and in our own hand, but we can't see the 8, Jack, or King. So partner must have these 3 diamonds. We now know how to play to ensure we win 5 diamond tricks immediately. The lead of the 4th highest can be extremely useful, but there are suits where there are better leads. You will still lead from your longest and strongest suit, but you will lead a different card. This time, you will lead your highest card in the suit. You only do this if that highest card is a 10 or higher and if it starts a sequence of 3 or more cards. Let's look at an example. This is example 4. Your longest suit is hearts. Under the previous convention, you would have led the 3 because it is the 4th highest. But this suit starts with the sequence King, Queen, Jack. So the sequence convention tells you to lead the card at the top of the sequence, the King of Hearts. Your sequence makes the suit strong and means you can immediately seek to take control of hearts. You may well lose the first trick to the ace, but you will have established at least 2 tricks in hearts. If the king wins this trick, you should continue down the sequence and lead the queen, and if it wins, continue with the jack. Now let's look at another example. This is example 5. This time your heart suit is headed by the sequence 10, 9, 8. So once again, you will lead from the top of the sequence. You lead the 10. Clearly, this is a weaker lead than the king in the previous example, but the principle is the same. You want to establish your hearts. With this suit, you may need a little help from partner to do so. Now consider another example. This is example 6. This time your sequence is topped by the 9. There are 5 hearts higher than the 9, so establishing this suit would be extremely difficult. You do not apply the sequence convention. You simply lead the 4th highest card in the suit, the 3. Now let's consider a slightly different hand. This is example 7. This time, your hearts have what is called a broken or interior sequence. Instead of King, Queen, Jack, you have King, Queen, 10. With broken sequences, the convention tells you to lead the top card of the 2 that are touching in the sequence. In this example, the king and queen are touching, so you lead the king. There is also a different type of broken sequence. Consider this example. This is example 8. This time, you are missing the 2nd highest card in the sequence, the queen, but you do have the next 2 cards in the sequence. This time, the convention tells you to lead the top of the 2 touching cards in the suit, the jack and the 10. You lead the jack. The card you lead from a sequence or broken sequence has an important message for your partner. In all cases, it tells partner that you also have the card immediately below the card led, but do not have the card above it. The convention for broken sequences only applies when you have 3 of the cards from a run of 4. This means you cannot be missing more than 1 card, and you must have at least 3 cards. A 2-card sequence is not a sequence for leading purposes against a no-trump contract. The conventions we have discussed apply to the opening lead against a no-trump contract. But this is not the only time they apply. These conventions also apply when leading to the first trick in each suit, even when that is not the opening lead. At some point in the play, you may need to lead from a suit with less than 4 cards. You can apply the principles of these conventions to those shorter suits. You should lead the top card from a sequence of 3 cards. You should lead the top touching card from a broken sequence of 3, and with no sequence, lead your lowest card in the suit. But above all, apply the lead decision factors from episodes 48 and 49 and make sure you think before leading. This episode covered more of the basics of bridge. It explained the lead conventions used when defending against a no-trump contract. In future episodes, I'll cover everything else you'll need to be a confident and successful bridge player. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing to this channel. Until next time, this is Jad reminding you that bridge is for everyone.